need to tell you a bit about what I do in a few, maybe a minute or so. Unitus Capital raises capital for businesses that makes an impact. So we call them social entrepreneurs or social businesses. And we have till date raised more than $1 billion. Most of it is in equity, and we do some debt also. But this could be as small as a couple of $1 million to as big as 50, 60 million as well. So not going much into my company, we can talk about that probably after the session. Sarah said very interesting, made a very interesting point saying that all entrepreneurs are doing social good. Probably yes and probably no. To some extent, I agree with Sir. But then the difference, what we see today, why the question of social entrepreneurship? Everybody is talking of, every entrepreneur is a social entrepreneur. So what is that different we are talking today? I think one of the very critical thing what comes to my mind is, I think probably I'll go through an example to look at, you see a lot of people delivering eye care services. What is the difference in the model of Arvind Eye Hospital? Is there a difference? What is that? So I think the difference is that how to make a certain service affordable to the people who are otherwise not able to access that service by just building efficiencies, building processes, carrying the vision that we can do it, and they deliver it. So is it not that other companies are not doing it? Yes, they're doing it. But have they cracked what Arvind Eye Hospital did? Answer is no. Can all of them do like Arvind Hospital? Answer is no. So just with one example, I cannot conclude, but I think social entrepreneurship is different, where one takes a path, which is after a lot of thought process going into the mind to say, what I'm going to deliver, for whom I'm delivering. Is it something, a large social issue I need to cater to? Is it in my DNA or I'm doing a CSR? So I think difference lies in that. One is, you design a product or services and you go out without even thinking like whether I'm catering to a social need or not. Other is an entrepreneur who really thinks through all this, says, okay, I'm going to cater to this need, which I know can help millions of people because one, I'm reaching the product and services which otherwise cannot reach there. Two, I'm trying to address to a social need, which otherwise could lead India or a region to really a difficult state if it is not addressed right now. Three is, I make processes and systems smooth to enable it to go there. And fourth, probably, build other stakeholders' interest in this to see that I make it efficient, I make it from a policy side much more easy to move through there, and then deliver at the end of the day. So I think there is a basic difference where probably with Sir I disagree a bit that social entrepreneurs are a bit different breed because they think of the larger interest in view and design their programs. So it is by design, not by default that they're doing a CSR or something else. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about social entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs. Two is what we as an investment bank or as a boutique social investment bank which works with social enterprises see the capital raising or have seen the capital raising in the last few years. See, we are talking of for-profit business as of now, not a not-for-profit business, right now at least. I can talk of not-profit as well. So very clear, for an investor to invest, he needs to get his return. Now, big question we always debate, ask, and ponder over time and again is, what return? What return satisfies an investor? Now, as you know, in the world, there are hedge funds, there are VC funds, there are PE funds, all sort of fancy names you would hear, and different people have different requirement of return for their investors. So how come there are investors who have a different expectation when you call of social investor or social returns? Probably the slightest of difference, I'm not going into the return, the IRR expectation or the X. Every investor needs an X. Every investor needs an IRR. Whether it is 10%, 20%, 40%, 80%, 100%, let's not debate that at this stage. But there is the expectation of return. But what the social investor looks apart from the return is that what else I get out of it. So you hear this common phrases of late is that double bottom line, triple bottom line. So we are generating return, and also we are doing a social good, which is reaching to the people who otherwise cannot reach, get those services, providing them at affordable, because not only reach, we are providing them at a price which they can afford, and probably build in efficiencies in the system, so that effectively, we are talking of an economy which is much better. So any social investor, or for that matter, any other investor, when they look at a business, they look at the long-term viability, they look at what could be the return after 4 or 5 years or whatever is the investment horizon. The tweaking is only in terms of add-on to the social part, and some have a return of 10 to 15%, some may have a 20-25%. So we as investment bank know in general what type of investor needs what, and accordingly pitch to them. It's not that social businesses, PE or VC have not invested in social businesses, they have. You know, the number of funds which are now looking at social business and investing, they had no requirement of meeting the double bottom line approach, but they are fine with their financial return, but they see these businesses can scale really high and get them those type of returns. So coming back to entrepreneurs, and I think for the time being, because time is short, there are other amazing speakers to come after me. Continuing with something, sir, as some shero shairi at what sir has started with, I'll say to social entrepreneurs, it is not a shairi. Agar dil mein hai chaah, khul jati hai har raah. So with that, I leave it to the next speaker to come on board. Thank you.